Hey guys, Harrison here with Way of Christ Ministries alongside with my father here. Today we are continuing our 24 chapters of Luke, 24 Days to Christmas devotional project here. And today we are reaching into Luke chapter 23, one day before Christmas Eve. And this is going to be one of the highlights of Christ's ministry here on earth. Today we reach the crucifixion of Christ and the ultimate sacrifice that he gives for us. And that is one of the greatest gifts you could ever receive, is that open and willing sacrifice that Christ gave for us. The perfect gift.
I think it's in here, Dill, we can look at as this is probably, I don't know if it's whenever we think about, because of Christmas time, we think about, the birth of Christ, and we always go through that, which is great to do, to observe that, to recognize it, the fact that God came down here. But this is the purposing behind why he came down. So when you look 33 years previously, when the wise men and all that are coming to the manger or wherever they found Jesus, right? I know there's different ideas upon when it actually happened and how it all happened. But according to the Gospels, he did have several visitors that night, shepherds, and eventually had some wise men that came to see him. A king was trying to find him and kill him. But the whole purpose of his coming was to eventually get to this cross.
Yes, sir, that is right. And it's something that we talked about in the previous chapter, where he's struggling and still trying to find the will to be that sacrifice. And I think that's one of the greatest things is here we have in that, it's verse 46. And it says, "And when Jesus had cried out with a loud voice, he said, 'Father, into your hands I commit my spirit.'" So all the way through, he remained dedicated and purposeful to give us that free gift. And it is his will that we be saved, to be able to be grafted into that promise of salvation with him.
I think that as we look back into the previous chapters and we see how he cried and sweated blood and stuff in the Garden of Gethsemane, and then the issues he went through with trial, it shows us the real human side of Jesus. The fact that he was, as he got close, he was, got afraid. And if you read in other accounts, it talks about how he was on the cross and when God turned his back on him because he had to, because of the sin that was laid upon him. And even then, he cries out like he never cried before. If you look at Jesus when he anytime he talked to the Father, that's the way he called him. He called him Father. But on the cross, he said, "My God." And that's quite a difference there. So it shows the frailty that's there, and it shows also the judgment that just happened. Right? His relationship with God changed. The same as ours changed in the Garden of Eden. It changed. So I just think, bringing this in for the Christmas deal is that the Christmas theme is that, we have this God who cared enough for us, who became flesh, which is what we're celebrating for Christmas. And then he eventually came up, and here on the cross here, he also says, "Here's Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." And that is a moving deal. After that, then he, of his own free will, gave up his own spirit. We didn't kill him. He died for us.
Yep.
I guess you can wrap that up.
Well, I hope you'll continue to join us as we have one more chapter tomorrow, and that's when we hit the pièce de résistance with the resurrection of Christ and his fulfilling of his promise to rise again on the third day. So I hope you continue to read through with us and have a blessed day.